My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. We criticize reactionists in hopes they get the boot. JustARobot marches on.
He sure does continue marching on. JustARobot has finally responded to all of the backlash he received, in large part due to the attention Chud Logic brought to a video he made defending admitted groomer Synnibear 03. And just to give you a real quick refresher before watching his video, just watch a couple 2-3 minutes of a video Chud Logic did where he talked to JustARobot.
That's something I really struggle with.
Okay, you're talking a lot. I don't want to hear all your fucking words. Okay, let me ask you some questions. Okay?
Sure.
Right. So, first of all, let's get down to the brass tacks of this. Let's get down to the kind of chronology of this. Your video, first of all. Okay? So, you have got a big issue with it being called grooming, but you accept, from in your own words, it's inappropriate, right?
Yeah, like totally inappropriate. Like she should not have been doing that. I never said it was okay for her to do that once.
Okay. Well, I would put to you that the behavior exhibited here goes beyond being inappropriate and is so egregious as to not really warrant this, you know, semantic debate over whether or not it's grooming. This person was engaging in extended sexual conversations, talking about their fetishes, and sending them not safe for work fetish art knowingly when they were 14 and the person was 20 and Synnibear's 20. Like, that's a bit more than inappropriate. And
a lot of the times the age gaps, it's, you know, they're kind of questionable, but people make a bigger deal. But 20 and 14, that's just fully insane. That you're not getting anybody who's like, well, maybe it's no. 20-year-old sending weird, deviant art style nonsense to a 14-year-old. And JustARobot thought, you know what? I gotta defend this person. Sure, what they did is technically wrong, but it's not grooming. Hey, who cares what the technical definition? Why are you going out to defend that person in any way? But that didn't stop JustARobot.
could easily constitute grooming by some people's definitions, no?
Well, define grooming.
I mean, grooming takes many forms, but fundamentally it is engaging in behavior with someone in order to prepare them for a certain act, as a very broad definition. People are groomed into cults. There's forms of grooming that are like, you know, being groomed for a position at a job, which is more acceptable and obviously not got any sort of negative implications.
So Synny was looking to get this person in their cult or hire them?
Okay, what sort of retarded point is that? I'm giving you a general definition of grooming. No, listen to me, okay? Because I've got a lot to fucking get through with you. I know more than you realise, okay? Now, here's the thing. What I'm trying to get across...
He talked to JustARobot like he was his kid in trouble there. So if I just... He reacts the same way I imagine he reacts the same way a kid does. Gets mad at him.
Across to you is that grooming can take many forms, okay? If you want to argue the toss with this about whether or not it's grooming, that's fine. You can do that. But you have said it's inappropriate. I'm saying it's way more inappropriate than what you're claiming, and you should be using much stronger language with which to decry it, and it makes the grooming discussion irrelevant. What does it matter whether or not it's grooming when this person was knowingly sending porn, by your own fucking description, to someone that was 14 when they were 20?
Mind if I go ahead?
Sure.
All right. Let me think here for a second.
I would advise doing...
Is this guy talk? Okay, well, I'm gonna need some time, so I wasn't ready anyway. But there you go. You get an idea of how things were going for JustARobot, and now he's finally uploaded his video response with receipts. And the views weren't, yeah, 20K on this so far. It was uploaded like 2 days ago. I would have thought it'd have a little bit more attention on it, but maybe Chud's on vacation right now, so maybe once Chud gets back, he can blow this one up too.
Hey everyone, it's been a while. In fact, it's been a couple. Hey everyone, it's been a while. In fact, it's been a couple of months. These last few months have been very chaotic to say the least, and I know a lot of you have many questions. You're curious about my side of the story. Don't worry, I brought receipts. I know most people won't care for what I have to say. The tea has gone cold and they've moved on to talking about people like Mudahar and Nuxtaku. But at least you're here watching this unmonetized video of mine, so you don't have to even worry about giving me money by viewing this video. Or maybe you're just viewing this through someone else's live stream who's looking to farm a few more clicks off of me. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I fucked up. I really dropped the ball on this
Mention. I get mention. I'm trying to farm clicks.
situation. I can't even say that I was manipulated or enabled to get involved with the cine drama, because both my roommate and my girlfriend and even my neighbor.
I want to make this clear. They thought defending someone getting bashed like I've done before would lead to me fighting against drama channels for years like I've done before. They didn't want to see me deal with that again and go through the hardship. It's not that they thought I was in the wrong because they didn't see the final video. Also, yes, I will be adding text throughout this video so people are less likely to misunderstand me. Very, I'm assuming whatever editing software he uses, he typed this in, and so maybe like DaVinci Resolve or whatever, it doesn't tell you when you spell stuff wrong, but there are so many misspellings and stuff there. It's bizarre.
Told me that what I was doing was stupid and reckless. Even I knew that defending someone from the art CC with allegations this serious would.
Even people I've helped a lot, like Hopeless Peaches, didn't go well for me in the end. I was one of the people who helped Spockter as well, helping people feel good, but isn't good for you in the long run.
The ball in this situation. I can't even say that I was manipulated or enabled to get involved with the cine drama, because both my roommate and my girlfriend and even my neighbor told me that what I was doing was stupid and reckless. Even I knew that defending someone from the art CC
His neighbor told him this was reckless.
with allegations this serious would more than likely go bad for me. I, along with everybody who was close to me, expected me to get some backlash, but not this much backlash. They're not even telling me they told me so because they didn't even expect it to get this bad. But before I get into what's going on and all the allegations against me,
You know it is bad when the people who have every right to tell you, I told you so, are refraining because they feel too bad. That's when you know you really, really took an L.
I would like to apologize to a few people. I would like to apologize to my girlfriend, my roommate, and my neighbor for not listening to them. You guys know me best, and you were looking out for my best interest. I should have listened to you guys, and now I'm facing the consequences for my actions. I would like to apologize to my editor Lorenzo for any backlash he might have faced from editing my video. Even you were worried about things going wrong after I released the video, and I'm sorry for making you edit it in the first place. I hope the extra money I gave you can make up for my mistake. I would like to apologize to Eno for how my video affected her. You were so young, and no one should go through that at your age. Along with anyone who might have been made uncomfortable by things I've said in my video. And I'm also sorry to my fans for disappointing them. What I did was incredibly stupid, and I understand if you unsubscribed from me. I'm not upset with everybody who has made a video on me, because I can understand where a lot of them are coming from. Granted, there are a few people who have said some crazy things about me.
Like, I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his dream, his end goal.
I think that was Kumo that's talking there. He was in a similar position to Jar, where he was kind of defending Sid at first, but then he ended up leaking Jar's chats to Chud Logic, and he realized the error of his ways a little bit sooner, but he still was way too understanding and forgiving of the stuff that Synnibear did. And I think he ran away from the internet after all this. It was too much for him.
I'm going over a lot more than just the Cine stuff in this video, because just about every bad or questionable thing I have done is out there now. If you're only here for one specific allegation and you don't care to watch this entire video, don't worry, I will be providing timestamps for specific allegations.
Let's see, he has them up there too, but he has some ones here. The the last few months, the Cinny situation, the simping allegations, the Jaiden Animations drawing. Do I have a fart fetish? VidCon 2023, the handshake from hell, Misanthrone Pony / Zaid, Humo, ending thoughts. But do I have a fart fetish? That's a pretty good indication that you're in for a good video when that's the title of a chapter.
The biggest problem with my video draft about Cinny by far is how soft I went on her. I regret that even more now due to the fact that new information has been released about Cinny. I don't like being lied to, especially by people who wanted my help, but I fell for what she told me, being the gullible fool that I am. I didn't believe that Cinny is a pedo, and I still don't believe she's a pedo. I don't believe she had a desire to get with the minor or exchange nudes with the minor. I never said what Cinny did was okay. I said it was wildly inappropriate and an optics nightmare. Usually I would expect that if someone was grooming, that the groomer would intend to get with them. At least this was my thought process at the time, based off of all the other grooming cases I have seen. I didn't believe she did what she did out of malicious intent or to hurt anyone. I really believe that she was just incredibly socially retarded, along with the fact that I really wanted to believe that she wasn't as guilty as everyone was painting her out to be, along with the fact that she was encouraged to draw suggestive artwork when she was 14. That's why I took pity on her, because I thought what she did was out of stupidity and not malice. I truly believed that I was on to
In this gameplay, I think he's playing one of those games where you have a party of like 4 people or up to 4 people. He has a character named Jar and another one named Jaiden. Why would he why would he do that when one of his sections here is the Jaiden Animations drawing? He has to like address his weird apparent crush on Jaiden. And then he puts gameplay where he's naming one of his characters after them. That's weird.
something comparing this to the Pyro drama, because Pyro did learn of Ivory's age when they turned 16, not when they were 15, and he said, and I quote here, shouldn't have continued the furry stuff with him, along with the fact that Pyro got a 15-year-old who he knew was 15 to draw a thicker, lewder, sexier version of his avatar. I thought to myself, well, if people are okay with Pyro doing this, then why aren't they okay with Cinny's actions? I think we all know that if the Pyro drama started with Pyro immediately uploading a video saying, guys, I admit to it, I groomed a minor, and I knew what I was doing was wrong, that drama would have gone completely differently. And I believe that Cinny was gaslit into doing that by her roommate who goes by it pronouns. When I saw Kumo coming to the same conclusions about Cinny that I came to, along with witnessing him beating a few people in debates about it, I thought he might have been onto something, so I decided that I should help her as well. I now realize that not all
The Jar is that small percentage of people who actually has their mind changed by debates.
the chat logs were released between Ivory and Pyro in the same way they were for Cinny. Also, I believe Cinny released the full logs herself, but I wasn't aware of that when I was working on my video. At least I don't think I was. On top of that,
Okay, Jar, well, she put them in the description of her video where she admitted to being a groomer. So if you're gonna do a video defending her, seems like that would be one of the things you found while you were doing the research to defend that person, right? But no, that's what's so crazy that he did this is he didn't read either of the massive documents, which I don't think anybody read them all entirely, but he didn't read those. He didn't read the DMs that Cindy put in her description. He missed out on so much information, but felt comfortable sticking his neck out there and defending Synnibear. Just bizarre. He got high off of thinking he was some vindicator of art commentary people because he had a couple contentious opinions that sort of paid off for him.
Cinny is a repeat offender to a very disturbing degree. It would be like Pyro getting accused of everything he did, with the Call Me Carson allegations on top of that, along with a bunch of other things. My main understanding of morality is that hypocrisy is the most objectable sin. I also
I mean, that's just insane. Why? Who has ever said that? I've never heard this.
accused of everything he did, with the Call Me Carson allegations on top of that, along with a bunch of other things. My main understanding of morality is that hypocrisy is the most objectable sin. I also
The most objectable sin. Like, is one of the most talked about ones, but hypocrisy isn't really that big of a deal, right? Like, if every day I came on here and said, "Oh, people who wear green shirts are evil. People who wear green shirts are terrible. Never trust them." And then I came on and wore a green shirt, like you could laugh at me or whatever for saying that stuff about a green shirt and then wearing one, but there's not actually all that much to it. It's just that I said something and then did another thing. It is nowhere near the most objectionable.
So understand that nothing can get you canceled harder than a child grooming allegation that a lot of people believe. I saw how people
That I agree. A lot of people believe child-related allegations about you gonna get pretty canceled. That part I agree.
flip-flopped on the pyro drama, so I thought they were about to do the same with this situation. The first draft of my Cinny video was originally made to bash her. That being said, I still went softer on her than most people did, and I was planning to add more to my video draft as the drama went on. I really should have focused on being more professional and objective with the sensitive information around Cinny. Instead, I took her at her word, and I gave her way more charitability than she deserved. As you can hear at the end of the full call
He did an interview with her at the end of his video that was just over the top unprofessional. He's just laughing at stuff that she's not laughing at, just busting out laughing at things. And he says like, I can't remember exactly what the line is, but something along the lines of, "Oh, thank your vagina, you're a woman. Otherwise, you would have been super canceled over this." And yeah, just not the appropriate tone for that sort of interview. Even if you did think Synnibear was innocent, it's not the tone.
had with Cinny, I said that I would be making a new draft in defense of Cinny before I talked to Jack. But yeah, I'm going to be changing my video a lot, and I'm also going to have to reach out to Jack because, you know, for all I know, you're...
Uh-oh! Have fun with that, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm going to get the video ready because knowing Jack, they're probably going to panic and try to control the narrative. Like, I thought I was being fair by doing that because I only talked to Cinny after I had a draft ready to upload on her, but now I can see that was an incredibly stupid move. I was planning for Saturday to be a day where I would @ Jack on Twitter, along with a day to look over a whole bunch of videos about Cinny to make sure that my information was correct. Unfortunately, the last draft that I was still in the middle of adding stuff to was leaked by Kumo, and I panicked uploaded what I had. As you can see from this screenshot, which is of my Cinny video, I uploaded it unlisted on October 10th, which was a Tuesday, and the actual Cinny video was planned to go live on Sunday, but then Kumo leaked this version of the video, so I foolishly decided to upload this version because the other one still wasn't finished. I don't do YouTube full-time, I have a job. I have Saturdays and Sundays off, that's why I was trying to do extra research on Saturday. He got it through Romantic Goblin, as I was in the middle of asking people to look over it to see if there was any mistakes I needed to correct. I asked people like Misanthrone Pony, Akumu, not to be confused with Kumo, and others if they could look over my video. I was even debating on whether I should have Chud look it over because he knew about the Cinny situation. My roommate was also on a business whether I should have Chud.
I can see you are not much for chatting. I just want to ask if you should react to my Synnibear 03 video that will be out on Sunday. Hey, sorry, yeah, I wasn't sure what you were after, but that's cool. I can take a look. How much do you regret that? Just a robot. How much do you regret sending that video to Chud Logic?
Chud look it over because he knew about the Cinny situation. My roommate was also on a business trip and coming home on Saturday. I was planning to look over both docs with him very carefully. I have the worst case of dyslexia in the world, so it's very hard for me to do that myself.
I do a lot of drugs. It took me time to get off cock, and I didn't even do it that much. He's full of crap. That's proof of dyslexia, isn't it? That's just a typo, no?
Yeah, my dyslexia often leads me to focus more on what I can hear rather than what I can read. Now I want to make this clear. When I have people look over certain drafts of videos I've made, I'm not just going to blindly agree with whatever opinion they have. If they disagree with something in my video, I have a discussion with them about it. That being said, 9 out of 10 times it comes down to just me rewording a certain point. I can't even begin to tell you all the different opinions people gave me on how I should go about making my response to all the allegations. This is why I was considering having Chud look over the video video because I considered him to be an objective person. Granted, I went back and forth on whether I wanted him to look over it privately or on a live stream. I was also encouraged to have Chud look over my video by people like Romantic Goblin and Synny.
You could correct me if I'm wrong, Kuma, but didn't you say the same thing on the Chud Logic stream, something she also watched but was happy with the conclusion of?
Yeah,
When you
no, I
called
said the
him-
exact same thing on a stream that you had no issues with.
I agreed to do this, even though I didn't know that much about Chud. I just knew he did a video on me a really long time ago, and out of any video I've ever seen on me, I thought it was the best one ever made. Ironically, he was covering my video.
It almost makes you feel a little bit bad for Just a Robot. Like, he thought, oh, Chud did a fair video on me. He'll give my video a fair shake. Sends it to him with high hopes and just so utterly crushed. It's brutal. But Chud was the fairest person I could think of. And then he destroyed my entire career.
On cancel culture.
Never know for what or when you'll be canceled. Maybe you were live streaming and you suddenly screamed out the N-word. Maybe you lied about a drama which caused people to dig into your past about other dramas you have talked about. Maybe you're completely innocent and the allegations against you are false, but too many people are against you and they won't listen. Or maybe you don't have the evidence to prove your innocence. I know cancellation will come for me one day. It comes for everyone. It's not a question of if it will happen to me, it's when. Will it happen in 2025, 2022, or maybe this year? We won't know for sure until it happens.
Yeah, that video aged like a fine wine. I may not fully understand myself as a person, but I do understand that I say off-the-cuff stuff all the time, and that I'm autistic. Me getting cancelled was never a question of if it would happen, but when. I was never foolish enough to believe that I would be the only autistic man on the internet to never get cancelled. If my roommate came home on time, he definitely would have told me,
Only autistic man on the internet to never get canceled?
question of if it would happen, but when. I was never foolish enough to believe that I would be the only autistic man on the internet to never get cancelled. If my roommate
I mean, I don't doubt that they are more likely. But there's simply too many autistic people for them to all get canceled. Not enough time to cancel all the autists.
came home on time, he definitely would have told me, hey, this draft sucks and you need to change a lot of things about it. This is why I didn't ask my roommate to help me debate anyone. He loves debating and he's really good at it, but he only had superficial context as to what was going on, so it wouldn't have been right for me to ask him for help. Me asking him to jump into a random stream and help me debate a topic he didn't know that much about would have more than likely made things worse for me. On top of that, with a little bit of the situation I did explain to him, he told me it was a bad idea to get involved. Yes, I absolutely regret not listening to him, and I'm so sorry for it. Some people said I should have flagged or copyright strike down Kumo's video, but I'm gonna be honest here. Once a video is out there, it's kind of out there. And I've seen what happens to other YouTubers when they try to strike down a video. Long story short, it doesn't end well for them. Kumo uploading my video.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but like in an instance like this, it's fairly understandable if you copyright strike the video because it's your product that you were still working on and developing. That it's not you weren't hiding it in shame at that point. Somebody just stole your video and uploaded it. Like that's actually pretty legit. And use your copyright strike there. And then, yeah, I mean, some people might have heard about it and maybe something happened with it, but even if that was the case, probably wouldn't have been as big of a deal, and you could have course corrected. So I don't know. It could be true that it just, in terms of the public perception, would have been a terrible move. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But I think it's way more understandable than just about every other time a YouTuber does try to strike a video that makes them look bad.
Ruined a lot of things for me. It kept me from reaching out to Jack and doing further research on the topic. Even if I didn't upload my unfinished draft, I still would have received a ton of backlash. Just not as much backlash as I'm receiving now. Because of my lack of research on the situation, I did not understand how bad Synny really was, until I had a call with Himpleton. Yes, I understand he's getting cancelled right now, which made my drama blow up until I had a call with Himpleton.
JustARobot asks, so you still want to call? Yeah, man, why not? And then they call for a few seconds. Himpleton says, give me a few minutes, man. Taking care of some personal, then I can. Sure. Okay, I think I'm going to eat something because I haven't had anything in 2 days, and now it's starting to hurt. Yeah, man, get something to eat. Jeez, okay. So yeah, and these are recent. 10-14. So he was. I think that lines up. That was right after all this blows up. He's just not eating. That makes sense, but not gonna put you on track to deal with things correctly if you're not eating when you're that stressed out.
Yes, I understand he's getting cancelled right now, which made my drama blow up even more, but he still explained the situation to me and helped me understand where I went wrong. So for that, I have to thank him. Apparently, Cindy told Enno that it wasn't a big deal that she had a rape fetish at 11, and she also got Enno, who was 14 at the time, to read out the rape comic. And that makes the whole situation way more disturbing than I originally was led to believe. When I was 14, I did an unpaid internship for a ranger station, and one time this guy came by and we were cleaning up the canyon together, and he showed me a whole bunch of porno magazines he found while cleaning up. He was an adult, I was 14, but I didn't feel disturbed by the situation. However, he did not get me to read out the porno magazines or anything like that. When Himpleton explained this to me, that was the moment everything hit me. Oh my god, I can't believe what I have done, and I'm so sorry for it. I should have done better research. Now granted, I am not happy with Himpleton leaking our call without asking me for permission first.
I mean, fair enough if you got there in the end. It seems crazy that you'd have to have it explained why that would be negatively impactful, but I don't know. I guess you had the one situation yourself where some weirdo showed you some adult materials and it didn't affect you, so you just extrapolate that to everybody.
And I'm also not happy with him saying he was pulling an op on me. However, he still did help me out a lot, so I have to thank him for that. Just to give you an example of the
Yeah, the Himpleton guy, supposedly he said that he was talking with JustARobot and consoling him, giving him advice and that sort of thing, all as an op so that he could make a video exposing JustARobot later on. But then he got involved into a bunch of his own drama that was, I mean, honestly, maybe more embarrassing than JustARobot's. It's up there either way. Very, very embarrassing, the things that the guy was saying online.
extra research I could have done on Cinny. This doc was released on the same day Kumo uploaded my video onto his channel. Unlike the other two docs, it's short and straight to the point. If I saw this, I would have held off on uploading my video to do extra research. But because of what Kumo did, I panicked and uploaded what I had. When I uploaded the Cinny video to my channel, all I could think about was how unprepared I was for this situation. I came across as very arrogant in that video due to past success of going against the mainstream commentary community opinion.
Well, he's going against the mainstream opinion, and he's got 95% like ratios. That's pretty solid. Those were well received. I don't know how contentious his takes actually were in these videos, but Daft is a punk. Daft Pina. That's the guy that talks absurdly slow, and like he's out of breath the whole time.
And coming out on top. Granted, often when I upload a video on YouTube, I get anxiety. I think to myself, oh no, this is the video that's going to get me cancelled. Hopefully it will go over well. That's why I try to hype myself up, because often when you come across as confident in a video, it makes people more willing to hear you out. Granted, it's a double-edged sword because it can make you come across as an arrogant douchebag as well. As for the way I interviewed Cinny, I have no excuses for myself. I was completely unprofessional with how I handled that interview. The interview was very cringe and my questions were leading. I was thinking about redoing it, but I thought that would be dishonest. Also, I leaked out the full version of the interview, not Cinny. Lyle Convoy asked me for it, and I sent it to him after thinking things over for a few days. I could have said I didn't have it anymore, but I wanted to be honest. At the end of the day, I shouldn't have even entertained the idea of making that video in defense of Cinny. It was reckless.
I mean, he owned the complete lack of professionalism there. Pretty straight on. He didn't really make any excuses or anything. He just said, yeah, that was fully wrong.
It was stupid, and I deserve to be dunked on for it. The only part of the video that aged well is what I said about Jack.
I mean, just that alone honestly puts his apology above, like, not Be better than 90% of a
few days. I could have said I didn't have it anymore, but I wanted to be honest. At the end of the day, I shouldn't have even entertained the idea of making that video in defense of Cinny. It was reckless, it was stupid, and I deserve to be dunked on for it. The only part of the video that aged well is what I said about Jack. From the very beginning, I knew there was something that wasn't adding up about this drama, and it was Jack. They're getting bashed for stuff hard right now, but I know for a fact they're not going to leave the internet. They're way too addicted to it. My entire Cinny video wasn't terrible, but enough takes were so bad that I shouldn't have uploaded it. You might think that this video is over now. After all, my Cinny video is the main problem people have, right? Well, surprisingly, no. In fact, I would actually go as far as to say that it's only 1/10 of the reason as to why I'm getting cancelled right now. Because Cinny thought it would be a good idea to leak our DMs, even though I was sticking my neck out to help her. Now, I've been called a simp for defending someone before. I've been called a simp for Peaches, Antunes, Mari, and many others. But because the DMs between me and Cinny were leaked, the simping allegations actually have some evidence for once. However, the allegations of me simping for Cinny are false. I can understand why someone would believe I was
false. Okay. Yeah, it's not like a perception thing. It is just, it can be objectively determined. And JustARobot has determined no simping detected.
Simping, especially if they didn't know me as a person. I'm gonna be real here. Me
Too fast, JustARobot, what the heck? Hun says, yes? JustARobot, did you get this message? Yo, could I have a part in your video? Oh, you mean the Luke video? I've already finished it and don't have any room for extra parts, sadly. Shoot. Oh, wow. And then it just sends a picture. I feel like that's missing. That isn't that is that the original interaction? I thought he asked if the person wanted to see his cock and then showed this. But maybe there's multiple instances of this. Oh yeah, he says right here, first person I did this joke with was Spockter, but he deleted his Discord right after blocking me. Okay, so yeah, it is a thing that he does. All right.
Me saying want to see my
Here we go. Hey, want to see my cock? And then, wait, so he has multiple cock pictures that he sends. Yes, he does. That's good. It's good to have backups.
me saying want to see my cock, followed up by a picture of a chicken, or me commenting nice pussy when someone
Oh, what? He had 3 examples there. Okay. Prolific with that joke.
shows me their cat, are common jokes I've made
He just can't help himself. All right, I get what was the other pussy one? This one gets a picture from a now deleted user, and he tells them that's a nice pussy, as in cat. Oh, shoot, he's not gonna play it. But I'm pretty sure in this one he says in a very strange, creepy voice, that's a nice pussy. I'm pretty sure that's what this voice the note is here.
their cat are common jokes I've made multiple times with multiple different people. I can't believe I used the same cock joke on the same person twice. The only compliment I gave her was calling her Mamacita. Here's the audio clip.
Alright, Mamacita, I'll hit you up when I get home.
Why is he playing this for us?
Here's the audio clip.
Alright, Mamacita, I'll hit you up when I get home.
As you can clearly see, I was making a race joke, not actually trying to hit on her. When I do hit on women, I don't put on a voice like that. I can't believe people
I think you're playing the game wrong then, Jar. You should definitely be breaking that voice out when you're trying to pick out women.
thought this was my attempt to sound sexy. I talk to both men and women like this, it's just how I joke around. For example, here are a few audio clips I've sent to Akumu, not to be confused with Kumo.
Me and you, man, we're gonna make some magic together.
Kumu, trust me, our team up on YouTube is gonna result in Yaoi being drawn of us. It's gonna be great.
Yes, Yaoi, boys and lover.
Let's be real here, if I said this to Cinny or any woman, I would never hear the end of it. I'm going to be honest here. I think telling someone we're going to make some magic together and that people will draw ship art of us is a lot more sexual than saying want to see my cock and sending an image of a chicken. I also have ship art of me and another YouTuber. It's Manga Common, who is a guy. It's Rule 63 versions of our avatars kissing in underwear.
Now, the whole world pretty much...
I was not going to pause it on that and keep that image of it. So he had somebody make art of him and another YouTuber as lesbians. Man, I don't know what happens. They just get in too deep, and they all keep justifying each other's actions and perpetuating weirder and weirder interests. Do not let your kid watch art commentary videos.
much knows what I jerk off to.
I have no desire nor romantic interest in getting together with Manga Common. If I had art like this commissioned of me and Cinny, oh my god, I would never be able to get out of this. I also said this to her in our interview, which was the first time I ever had a call with her. Like, here's the thing, I'm way more sexist than I'm racist.
At least you're admitting to it.
What do you know? You're a woman. I'm gonna be honest here, being sexist towards women, even if it's done in a joking way, is not a good way to get them to fall for you. As more and more DMs between me and other women got leaked, people started believing that I didn't simp for Cinny, but I was simping for every woman I've ever talked to. I heard some people saying, oh, maybe he just talks to every woman like this. The truth is, I talk to every person like this, both men and women. It's just how I joke around. Here's some friendly advice. Telling a woman want to see my...
Yes, because your brain has just been poisoned by the corners of the internet that you inhabit. There's no ability to interact with humans in a normal, non-sexual manner.
my cock and sending a picture of a chicken is not a good way to pick up chicks. If I truly believed it was a good way to pick up chicks, then I would have pursued every woman I sent this to romantically. But aside from one, I don't think I've pursued any of these women. Yeah, I did send this to my girlfriend as a joke, but we talked for several months before we actually got together. I didn't send it to her as a pickup line, I legitimately just thought it was funny. One of my thumbnail artists even sent out this voice clip.
What a cute little pussy.
Oh, that was it. That was the voice. The voice note before that we saw the screenshot of. One more time.
This voice clip.
What a cute little pussy.
I think it's pretty clear from my tone of voice that I'm making a joke. I'm not actually drunk. But here's the context as to why I sent that voice.
I don't know. That does not necessarily seem like a clear joke to me there. I could believe that it's a joke, but it's obvious. It could also sound like a weirdo, trying to pass it off as a joke, maybe, but saying something that they actually wanted to say too.
Voice clip. Cat the cat spelled with a K instead of a C. Next time you leak something out, make sure to edit your reaction.
He's saying, I'll go back and replay it, but he's saying because this person's reaction to him sending that voice was lim foul, that means they couldn't actually be weirded out or uncomfortable by that.
What a cute little pussy.
I think it's pretty clear from my tone of voice that I'm making a joke. I'm not actually drunk. But here's the context as to why I sent that voice clip. Cat the cat spelled with a K instead of a C. Next time you leak something out, make sure to edit your reaction. Saying Lamau implies you thought it was funny, not creepy. Some people have accused me of...
Yeah, just no, it does not. They could just be uncomfortable and not know what to say.
Sending the chicken image to get out of sending my dick when someone says no to me, then why is it that out of all the examples I have found, is there no one saying no to me? Pretty much every single questionable DM of mine has been leaked, so there should be at least one image of my joystick. I'm not going to send a picture of my dick over the internet. Plus, I wouldn't want any of you males to feel inadequate. I'm also not going to lie, people trying to hunt down an actual picture of my cock is a little bit creepy. But of course, the big one is me falling asleep on calls with her. I'm going to be honest, out of everything, this was the main thing that I didn't want to get leaked out. I have incredibly bad sleep insomnia.
Yeah, this was really weird. He was asking Synnibear, can we just hop on a call and whisper sweet nothing to each other as we fall asleep? Very strange, but yeah, he says he's tried to set these sorts of sleepy time calls up with lots of people. It's a totally normal thing for him to be. Okay, well, just because you personally have normalized a weird thing doesn't make it not weird anymore, man, all right? Have some sweet dreams. I'm going to clean my apartment. You know I can't sleep. I feel that, my man. I have a hard time sleeping. I was up for over 24 hours just to fall asleep tonight. So is he just proving that he... Like, no, I really do have trouble sleeping. Look at me saying I couldn't sleep to a person. Thank goodness he proved that. I would not have believed that he had trouble sleeping if he hadn't showed a screenshot.
Insomnia. I have blackout curtains, and I often use different methods to help me sleep, such as melatonin. Insomnia. I have blackout curtains.
These don't even look like particularly thick curtains. I mean, they really look kind of thin. And the light clearly is coming through.
And I often use different methods to help me sleep, such as...
Unless that's like dust lines or something from the shutters of the white plastic shutters. Maybe. But it looks like light's just coming through.
Sleep insomnia. I have blackout curtains, and I often use different methods to help me sleep, such as melatonin, NyQuil, and more. I even have earplugs and use a fan as background sound. Talking to someone as I fall asleep, waiting for the pills to kick in, is one of the easiest ways to help me fall asleep. I could only call Cinny near the end of the day, when she and I were both off of work. It's not like I fell asleep while the call was still going or anything like that.
Let's find out. I just need someone to chat with as I drift off to sleep. You can just say no. I'll just take that as a no, lol. We won't chat about anything important. I just like talking with anyone as I pass out. Good night. And I say, oh, sorry, I was playing with my cat. Yeah, I would have ignored that too. But that's so weird. So he wasn't I'm assuming here he said it, didn't get a response for a few minutes. Followed up, still no response. And then it's like, you can just say no. Right? Well, you can just take the no too. You don't actually need someone to say it before you just realize, you know what? They're probably not interested.
Like that. Professor Dreadlock has talked to me as I fell asleep numerous times. Unfortunately, he was on a business.
Professor Dreadlock is his roommate. And he's also admitted that it's just the things that he chooses to offer up for no reason are so bizarre. But this roommate of his, they slap each other's butts and stuff like that. He said they do everything except grab each other's crotches. Like, why do I know that?
Professor Dreadlock has talked to me as I fell asleep numerous times. Unfortunately, he was on a business trip. Last time he went on a trip, I did this with someone else, and that person did not come to the conclusion that it was a romantic or a sexual thing. Because of my autism, I'm very blunt with the request I make. Falling asleep on call with someone...
I can't sleep. No. No what? Oh no. I can call now if you want. Oh, so this person's familiar and they're offering up call. Huh. Oh, I mean, look, we already believed that you did this, Jar. I guess I guess this is just to prove that it's not romantic, but it also doesn't disprove that it's romantic. It's just like, okay, well, I guess you do this to everybody, potentially including people that you simp for.
Someone was literally done to help me sleep. I was taking Adderall to finish up the Cinny video, so that is one of the reasons why I had such a hard time passing out. I used to do what many people have referred to as sleepy time calls on Skype all the time. The only problem is Skype deletes your messages after 3 years, so I don't have the proof for that. Luckily, one of my old friends has agreed to give his testimony. Hey man, so we've been friends for like several years, right?
Yeah, so since like we were like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And we moved in together. How many years or months would you say we lived together?
That would have been like 2016-ish, like maybe about like half a year or so.
And you told me that I was borderline asexual a handful of times, right?
You might have had a thing for Gonzalo.
Our 470-pound roommate?
He was that heavy?
Yeah, but you did say I was borderline asexual a handful of times, right?
I guess so, yeah.
He's like, oh, all right, enough jokes. You said I was asexual, right? Hey, I don't know about this, Robot. And also, this sounds like this was, what did they say, 2016? That you guys lived together? I mean, a lot can change. That's almost a decade ago.
What do you think about the way I talk to both men and women?
I mean, you just don't have a filter in general. That's sort of like, you just talk to people sort of like wild stuff.
Yeah, I got warnings from both you and many other people that this would bite me in the ass one day, but I never thought it would be this bad.
Yeah, this is like the hardest you've ever been canceled.
Yeah, but the biggest issue people seem to have with me is not the inappropriate way I talk, but the way I fell asleep on calls with her, and that's why I had to come to you. Out of anyone, I think you know about my sleep patterns better than anyone else.
Yeah, like it'll pace back and forth sometimes, just thinking these times, like now and then.
Was there ever a time I talked to you as I fell asleep?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it helped me fall asleep too now and then. It's good and relaxing, you know, like ASMR. Just hearing a person's voice it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, did you ever think it was a romantic or sexual thing?
It's bizarre. Like I could see it working for some people, but I don't know. I do not see the appeal at all, personally. It sounds annoying. Honestly. Oh, great. Just another person who can say things to me while I'm trying to sleep. That sounds so helpful.
When I talked to you or any of our roommates as I fell asleep?
I mean, no, I mean, that would be kind of weird if it was.
Yeah, I get that, especially when you consider the fact that we were all guys and I'm not gay.
I mean, maybe one or two times with, like, Gonzo, but...
Shut the fuck up!
I almost did this as well with another person involved in...
So, it's funny that he keeps that in, even, because his friend said more... He said more about Robot being gay than about him being asexual. Like, what is that really supposed to prove to me?
In this situation, and that is romantic goblin. I will admit, this is a weird and abnormal thing I do, but I don't do it in a romantic or sexual way. Even Synnie herself admitted she thought it was just me being autistic.
You know, like, how could he get caught in a cheating scandal or dumped by his girlfriend if nobody will believe it ever happened? And now you're acting uncertain that that was the case.
I didn't think it was at the time. At the time, I thought it was just being, like, weird. I didn't think it was, like, an actual pass. Like, I was assuming that he was, like...
You're smarter than you're letting on.
Because I just thought it was strange to say, because it's just not something you say.
Because you thought it was a flirt.
Not really, it's just...
Well, then why would it be strange?
I mean, I don't know, it's just not, like, a thing I hear people say very often.
So what else would it have been?
Just him being autistic? I don't fucking know.
Did you actually stay on the phone with him while he went to sleep?
I thought I was being a friend. I thought he was trying to be a friend of me.
Granted, she later changed her stance to the popular opinion, saying things like how she felt so violated by me. But I have to ask, where am I simping or cheating? I don't see this as simp behavior. I'm not constantly giving her compliments and money. At first people said this was cheating, then they later walked it back to emotional cheating. Where's the emotion in saying I want to see my cock followed up by a picture of a chicken? If there was some more evidence, like me constantly giving her compliments or confiding in her emotionally, then I think this would be an open and shut case. But the thing is, no one has any evidence like that. Kumo knew what was going on. Why didn't he ask Synnie to ask me how I truly felt about her, or something along those lines? That would have been undeniable proof, and I would have no way of getting out of it. Yes, I do find Synnie's avatar attractive, but 99% of the time, people's avatars look a lot more attractive than they do in real life. Even my robot avatar looks more attractive than me. I didn't know what Synnie looked like in real life at the time. I'm not going to hit on a woman that I haven't even seen before. Hopeless Peaches had an incredibly attractive avatar, but in real life she looked like an Albinoric from Elden Ring. Not the hot one.
Just throwing that stray in there. You know, this other art commentary person, their avatar looked pretty nice. In real life, they're disgusting, vile to look at. All right, jeez, man. I think I don't know what Hopeless Peaches drama was all about, but I'm assuming it must be bad. He's just throwing that in there.
Ones that ride on wolves, the ones that look like frogs. I never asked for a picture of what Synnie looked like in real life, and I never did a video call with her. I don't...
Oh yeah, that's the crazy part though. I mean, maybe he's not simping. Maybe it was just he just wanted to save somebody that he thought was innocent. It just it is kind of a weird idea though to put your neck out there on the line for somebody you actually don't even know what they look like. You've never seen this person, and you're jeopardizing your career for them. It's just weird. Like the idea of doing that for like Mr. Medicare or something. I can't imagine ever doing that. They're faceless. What do they need somebody to defend them for? Somebody's gonna say their avatar looks dumb? Like I think they'll be all right.
don't want people to believe that I was simping or cheating, but even if I can't convince any of you, there's at least one person who believes that I wasn't simping or cheating, and that's my girlfriend. And honestly, I think I should care more about her opinion than the opinions of random people on the internet. Don't get me wrong, with everybody yelling at me and all the videos made on me, I started questioning my reality, asking myself if I really did cheat on my girlfriend. I was starting to buy into the negative hype surrounding me. I started believing that I cheated on my girlfriend, but after looking over things more clearly and talking with my girlfriend, I realized I didn't cheat on her, and I would never cheat on her. She's the most wonderful person I've ever been with. It's very odd that the main narrative around Cinny was that she was a groomer, but not a pedo.
What a weird time it must be in that woman's life to be Char's girlfriend as he navigates this absurd controversy that he inserts himself into after you warned him not to. After you, his roommate, and the neighbor all warned him not to do this. And he just boneheadedly moves forward. No, I must defend the cartoon woman from YouTube.
But now all of a sudden people are saying I rizzed up a pedo, or that I cheated on my girlfriend with a pedo. Seriously, who do you guys think I am, Monkey Jones? I didn't have any sexy roleplays with Cinny, or any roleplays for that matter. I never requested her to draw me any lewd art.
Did you guys do them together at all?
No, what the fuck?
He didn't make it like in your phone calls with him. He doesn't do anything freaky.
No, he mostly just talked about fucking like Star Wars and shit. And I mostly just talked about my cat, like.
Now I did admit that I want.
So, as a disclaimer,
No, he mostly just talked about fucking like Star Wars and shit.
Oh, not gonna lie, that sounds like something I would do. Talking to a 10 out of 10 Latina about Ninjago lore is not a good way to get them to sleep with you. I would never hit on someone by talking about Star Wars. He really is throwing these sorts of lines in there a lot. He's like, doing X is not a good way to get women. And you know, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think he's the guy to be giving this advice, right? Like, oh, if Jar says do or don't do this thing to get women, that must be true. Like, what? You know, if it was one comment, sure. But he keeps putting it in here like he really wants people to follow his advice. No, no, guys, I know I made a really bad move. I made a fool of myself, but I want to help you guys get laid, all right?
Shit. And I mostly just talked about my cat, like.
Now I did admit that I wanted Cinny as an ally, but I didn't elaborate on what I meant by that. I've been working with a Kumu, not to be confused with Kumo, who was slandered by the ArtCC. I was also slandered by the ArtCC, and I thought Cinny was as well. I worked with Peaches, who was slandered by the ArtCC, and we did a lot of good together, but Peaches only went after people who talked about them. I knew I couldn't stop people from getting slandered by the ArtCC by myself. I needed help. But stopping commentators from slandering people, even if it's a niche group of commentators, is an absolute pipe dream, and I'm giving up on it. I didn't help people like Hopeless Peaches, Antunes, Mari, or Princess Elizabeth 013 with the expectations that they would return my kindness one day. Granted, I always hoped that they would join me and help out other people who were slandered, but it almost never happened. Putting my channel and reputation at risk to help another YouTuber rarely gets me views or any form of benefit. Often it means I will have to deal with their haters from now on, or they'll come after me for not helping them out enough. I'm not the best judge of character, and I think it's time I stop trying to be a little internet hero. I now understand more than ever before why other people don't do this. I want to make this clear, whenever I defend anyone, I'm not saying they're a perfect.
The way he's talking here, the internet lost a vigilante hero. Now, guys, you basically did Batman, all right? This is so messed up.
Little angel who didn't do anything wrong. Not every allegation about Cinny was true, but enough of them were. But I know you guys aren't just here for this stuff about Cinny. You're also here regarding the allegations involving the image of Jaiden Animations lifting up her shirt. First of all, yeah, I always had a thing for Jaiden Animations' avatar. I've never kept that fact hidden. I even asked her out on a date at the end of my first Daft Pina video, and then she immediately uploaded a video saying that she was asexual.
Oh no, Jar. That's rough. That's rough.
Jaiden Animations' avatar. I've never kept that fact hidden. I even asked her out on a date at the end of my first Daft Pina video, and then she immediately uploaded a video.
Oh, wait. He did. He zoomed in on Jade, so he's acknowledging there that he did that, and he's basically, yes, I fantasize about Jade, her name, on the characters of video games that I play. All right, well, fair enough if he's just gonna admit it.
I even asked her out on a date at the end of my first Daft Pina video, and then she immediately uploaded a video saying that she was asexual. Jesus, I've never been rejected that hard. But of course, the more important part about all of this is the age of the person who drew this picture for me. A document was made roughly a week after I got involved in the Cine drama. Basically, a person who I will be referring to as K was in one of my Discord servers. According to their document, they were in a VC with me, and I made a request for my avatar to be S-ing Jaiden Animations. Then everybody yelled at me that there was a minor in the call, and I
Say, drawing his OC violating stuff to Jaiden Animations. The people in the call started freaking out before he asked my age. I said I was 17. He then tried to backtrack and asked for a drawing of Jaiden lifting her shirt and a sexy pose. This means he continued requesting me to draw this for him and to give me the art roll. He sent a link in my DMs to a Google search, Jaiden Animation Prawn. I thought this was okay and drew it for him the next day. Nobody questioned it or even called him out after this happened. Not even the moderators. It was lingering in my mind that day if asking a 17-year-old these requests just for an art roll was okay. I thought that his request was a joke. I did get that roll after I sent the drawing to him. He kept me around as a friend for 4 years after this happened. I tried interacting with him, but he would barely talk with me because of how busy he was, and I respected that. I even wanted to speak with him, but he never got the time to do so. But I still respected him. Okay, so he basically ghosted this person after he got his Jaiden Animations drawing. Or maybe not ghosted, but just kept him at arm's length, barely talked to him. Just enough so that they didn't get mad at him. But I would continue to look at those previous DMs about what he sent me, never deleted. I feel incredibly guilty for not speaking this out in public. I was scared that people who were fans of Jar would do something terrible to me. Jar, you got scary fans, Jar? But then he adds, she changed this to grape in her interview.
lowered the request to just Jaiden Animations lifting up her shirt, and Kay, who was 17 at the time, was the one who drew it for me. The most damning claim in this document doesn't have any evidence to support it. To my knowledge, the call wasn't recorded, and I don't think I or most people would remember what they said in a specific VC over 4 years ago. I don't know what I said, but I don't think I said that. I'm pretty sure this was just put in the document to make me sound as much like Synni as possible. My best guess is I was making a video about Jaiden Animations porn, and I wanted something to be used in a thumbnail, and Kay offered to do it for me so she could get the art roll. Let's be honest here, this picture of Jaiden looks like it would be more at home in a thumbnail than in someone's wank bank. After they made the art for me, several months later, they told me that they were 17 at the time they—
Okay, if you got drawings, if you're commissioning drawings at all, you're a suspicious person, all right? Maybe you didn't use that one specifically, but I'm highly suspicious that you are the type to commission drawings for your, was it Wank Bank or Spank Bank? Whichever one he said. I'm pretty sure he's got some commissions in his bank.
They made it. When I saw this message, I didn't know how to respond. It was just before Christmas, so I got ready for the holidays and forgot all about her message. So as you can see, they told me their age after they made the art. According to their document, they didn't want to come out about this sooner because I was a big, scary, and intimidating YouTuber. But the thing is, I was getting cancelled about 4 years ago during the Prismate Luke and Toby drama, and that was only a few months after they made this art for me, so that would have been the perfect time to release this. The people I was dealing with back then were cartoonishly uncharitable. She really missed out on a big opportunity. You can also see from our DMs, which Kay showed from the bottom up for some reason, she was always the one starting the conversation with me and not the other way around. Literally, the last quote-unquote—
Is he being for real with this?
The thing is, I was getting cancelled about 4 years ago during the Prismate Luke and Toby drama, and that was only a few months after they made this art for me, so that would have been the perfect time to release this. The people I was dealing with back then were cartoonishly uncharitable. She really missed out on a big opportunity. You can also see from our DMs, which Kay showed from the bottom up for some reason, she was always the one starting the conversation with me and not the other way around. Literally, the last—
Okay, this is, according to you, though, this is a kid that we're talking about, or a teenager, whatever you want to call him, kids. Just a teenager, 17-year-old. like, just take the responsibility. Just own it yourself, right? You shouldn't have done it. Yeah, you shouldn't have commissioned that sort of art from a 17-year-old. You just say that. You just own that one. That's you've already defended some really weird stuff. That's not really all that major, relatively speaking.
Last quote-unquote conversation we had was the same year the Cine drama happened, in 2024. If I was a big, scary, intimidating YouTuber, then why did they continue talking to me? Why did they make the art just for a Discord role? And if they thought it was wrong, then why didn't they tell anyone about it before the drama around me happened? After they got slight pushback, once they put this document out in the public, they deleted their Twitter. So they kind of just nuked themselves and me for literally no gain. However, the document was out just long enough to do lasting damage to me. Even Chud, Kuimon, and Himpleton, along with their chats, thought this was a bit ridiculous. Keep in mind, I'm public enemy #1 right now, so my reputation is at an all-time low, which means
he's highlighted all of these comments about him. She likes him, and he got no idea. She's clearly engaging him more than the other way around. Person making allegations have a lot of friends playing VR chat in the name of some of those friend groups. Jar only likes prawn. Yeah, I'm not seeing a through line to the ones that he's highlighting here.
the charitability people will give me is not very high. She got interviewed and admitted to being overdramatic. However, there's a reason why I'm calling her Kay instead of her Discord name, and that's because I don't want you to send her any hate. Now, I understand her name is already out there in other people's videos, but I personally don't want to send her any more hate for one specific reason, and that's because she acted completely differently in the interview than how she came across in her doc, which to me heavily implies that someone else wrote it for her, or at the very least, someone manipulated her into writing the document in the way she did. I can't believe that throughout my entire time on the internet, I've only requested 2 pieces of quote-unquote goon art, and one of them caused this much drama around me. Goddamn. Yeah, aside from these 2 images, there's no other piece of goon art that I have requested. I have one of them just to see.
Okay, well, I already speculated as to otherwise, and I will not be taking that back. I will be doubling down. Jar, I don't believe you. You are plainly saying here that you have not commissioned anything for your bank. I disagree. I think that you have.
See if someone would make it just for a Discord role, and the other one was to fuck with Manga Common. The only evidence that exists that implies I knew her age at the time was from this screenshot. However, I'm dyslexic, so I only skimmed her message and replied with, "That's sweet of you, thank you," just so I could be polite. I was talking to a lot of people back then. I'm not gonna read that much text from someone I barely know. That's way too much work. Reading gives me a massive headache. As for her age and birthday in her bio, back then I didn't really check.
Princess. I can't read all that. I'll get a headache.
Those, plus it doesn't show up on my laptop for some reason. It does, however, show up on my mobile device, but I use Discord on my laptop 99% of the time. If anyone knows why this is the case, please tell me in the comments down below. However, I still made a mistake here, because when
Yeah, sure. The thing is, if you're gonna talk about this weird stuff, you're gonna ask for weird pictures and stuff. You need to just make a decent effort to confirm everybody's an adult, right? I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, well, it was up in the air, or oh, I forgot, or I didn't like. Unless somebody's lying to you, or you can see them and they're clearly an adult or whatever. Just you need to make a solid effort, confirm that they're 18, and because then you do that, and then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. You just got that out of the way right off the bat, and you can be as degenerate and weird as you want.
Whether she was 7, 17, or 70, I should have 100% asked for her age beforehand. So for that reason, I have to apologize. Kay, I'm sorry for being an
Okay, fair enough. I paused early.
responsible server owner. You were 17, and it was my job to check your age beforehand. Now, some people, like Ghost Cato, have tried to increase this allegation all the way to a grooming allegation. No wonder why JustARobot was so eager to defend Cinny. Skullface, pedos of a feather, flock together, IG. Where did they get the pedophilia from this? Jaiden Animations is the same age as me. It's not like I was asking for sexy artwork of that anime VTuber Shark Girl or anything like that. I have to say, if you actually believe this is grooming, then I must be the worst groomer in the world. I make them draw one picture for me, then barely interact with them for 4 years.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, it's cut off for just a little bit. It's important. You see this title card. Do I have a ass fetish? I don't know. It's just a robot, but it is a crazy idea that you would have to have this as a title card in the biggest drama response video of your career. That's pretty great. That's that's pretty phenomenal that this is a title card in your video.
The next big allegation against me is kind of like the
The sniff. I'm tempted to go back, but I can't do it. It's too weird. But that was a lot. Really committed to the bit there, Char.
first one. I sent this image to someone who was apparently a minor at the time. I sent it because I honestly thought it was funny. Like, I think you guys can see the comedic nature of this image. Here's all my DMs with this person. As you can see, we barely spoke, and they sent me some inappropriate stuff, like a video about Kronk judging the size of your dick. I acknowledged their age near the end of the chat because I just found out what their age was around this time. However, I did not check their age at the time, so to comedic autism, I am sorry for not double checking your age before sending you this image. Now, some
Yeah, and I watched somebody else listening to this trying to figure out what he says here.
chat because I just found out what their age was around this time. However, I did not check their age at the time, so to comedic autism, I am sorry for not double.
So to comedic autism, that's the closest to anything I can get out of it. No idea what he's saying there. Due to some sort of autism, though.
Checking your age before sending you this image. Now, some people have accused me of having a fart fetish from this image, even though I think it's the only fart image I've ever sent, and I sent it because I thought it was funny, not because I thought it was hot. Some people have even said
Okay, well, it doesn't take very many fart images like that to make people think he might be into. Because I have no idea how you would come across that. I don't know what I would possibly be doing where I would find that unless I was seeking that sort of thing out.
that the person in the box is me. I guess everybody forgot how to reverse Google image search. Not every bald guy is me. That's fucking dumb. I sent this image around the same time I requested the Jaiden drawing, so it's clear to me that back then I wasn't very good at checking people's ages. But I have learned to do so, and as far as I'm aware, I haven't repeated this mistake. No one called me out for this back then, I just corrected it on my own. I think there's only one more big allegation against.
Oh, excellent job. That's very impressive that you were able to learn that lesson without having been told by the internet. A great job.
Me that I think I need to go over. And that's the stuff surrounding VidCon 2023. First of all, I'm a little shocked that they held on to this for over a year. Yeah, the Art CC wasn't planning anything against me, nothing at all. Basically, just before VidCon started, I showed off my new thumbnail for my Spoctor video. Obviously, it had an EDP joke in it because, well, I love making jokes about EDP. Bro is the most exposed man on the internet. And Spoctor had the nudes of a 13-year-old on his flash drive, and EDP went to go meet up with a 13-year-old. So that was the thought process behind the joke. People in the Art CC had an issue with this, and eventually I came to the conclusion that the problem was that people would come across this thumbnail and immediately assume I was comparing him directly to EDP, so I decided to change it. Now granted, they don't seem to have the same problem with other clickbait titles and thumbnails about me, but I guess it's
Well, no, that's not true. Well, I mean, those same people might not have problems, but there's people who have problems with all of these thumbnails, right? The problem is that you acquiesce to them. Just ignore it. The only time you should ever feel the need to change your thumbnail if it's like misinformation. It turns out that something you said or implied is a wrong, just full on wrong. But if you're just being hyperbolic or over dramatic, sensational, inflammatory, any of that, who cares? Like surely at this point you're desensitized to it, right? Like it takes a pretty crazy thumbnail to really get a reaction.
It's one of those rule for thee but not for me kind of things. But I still thought we were on friendly terms and we would meet up at VidCon. I sent this inappropriate joke to Mal, and she.
I'm still in transit at the moment, haven't gotten to the Airbnb yet, but maybe once we're settled, although I'm not sure there'll be time for VC stuff during VidCon. We could talk in person at VidCon, just me and you over drinks. Maybe you'd come to the hotel room with me. Lol, JK. She says, no way, I'm not going to spend VidCon time on that sort of thing. I want to focus on holiday stuff. Did you see my last message? Sent it at the same time as my message, lol, but also, still, no way. And he says, shoot. Well, I would like to meet you. I do hold your opinion as high as Peaches and Leo's, but they do not like Spockter at all, so they might have had a lapse in thinking. And Queeman DM'd him about this, his response to this. Wait, why does he put pause to read if you'd like? Yeah, I don't need your permission to do that, Jar, but thank you. But Queeman DM'd JustARobot about this. He's like, what's your explanation for doing this? And he said, what do you mean? I put JK there. It was a joke. No, this is the most thinly veiled cover ever. You were shooting your shot, and that was just the tiniest speck of plausible deniability that you could put in there. Because once they say no, you say, shoot, well, I'd still like to meet you. So your goal was to do more than just meet them, and you realize, oh, that's not happening. Well, I would settle for meeting.
She did not take very kindly to it. I should note that I was a bit high at the time. Weed is illegal. I still thought and thumbnails about me, but I guess it's one of those rule for thee but not for me kind of things. But I still thought we were on friendly terms and we would meet up at VidCon. I sent this inappropriate joke to Mal, and she did not take very kindly to it. I should note that I was
inappropriate joke. That's what he calls it here, and he had no further explanation.
Was a bit high at the time. Weed is illegal in Texas, but in California it's very easy to get. But the bigger issue was me constantly pushing to meet up with her. Eventually I told her that I'll leave her be because I had no more plans to meet up with her because she didn't want to see me. Now I did later apologize for this, but unfortunately it came a little bit too late. Admittedly, I should have stopped after she said no the first time. I was walking around at VidCon doing stuff at different panels. Eventually I got hungry. I bought some ice cream, I sat down to eat it, and then I heard Ponder's voice and looked to my left, saying that she was sitting right next to me. So I shook her hand, revealed who I was, she exclaimed, "Oh my god," and I walked away. I thought it was funny. Ponder described this interaction as a lot more creepy than it really was, adding things like me squeezing her hand and other stuff like that. Or that I was laughing maniacally as I walked away. I did laugh, but it wasn't until I was inside. She talked about this interaction.
Was the laugh maniacal, though?
Literally a year later, and drew me as a sexy elf boy for some reason. She kept me anonymous, of course. A bit odd that my anonymity was important until I was getting bashed. I'm confused as to what the allegation is here. It's just a handshake. I didn't put my arm around her and say the N-word. Ponder has drawn my avatar in very compromising positions a handful of times without my request or consent. I want to make this clear. I don't really care how she drew my avatar.
Well, that's gonna happen when you hang out in such a weird space of the internet.
If the genders were reversed, what I did would have been seen as no big deal, but what she did would have been seen as a huge deal. The problem with this allegation is I don't know what people are accusing me of. It was just a handshake. People have claimed I cheated on my girlfriend by doing this, even though we got together after this interaction occurred, and I think a handshake is one of the most unromantic things you can do with a person. I don't think this is sexual assault, it's just two hands touching. I wasn't hunting the others down at VidCon. If I was, I would have just stayed there with Ponder. I knew she was friends with them, and I knew they were going to meet up. Basically, the allegation about me hunting the others down at VidCon has no proof backing it up. In fact, all the proof seems to contradict that claim. I sat next to Ponder by complete accident. I wasn't going to pass up on that opportunity. Then there was another allegation about me hunting them down at VidCon 2024. From the video evidence I have seen, the video footage just shows them running or hiding from someone who is allegedly me, but they don't show me in any of their video footage. There's not one single shred of evidence that I was looking for them. Sure, I was keeping an eye out for Ponder. If I saw her, I was just going to say, "Hey, did you see Akumu's new video on you?" and then walk away. That was about it. If there was video evidence of me running up the escalator to catch them, or chasing them around at panels, that would for sure make me look very creepy. But just for the sake of argument, let's take their word on it. Let's say I was hunting them down at VidCon and chasing after them. Then what was I going to do when I caught them? Shake their hand again? Sorry, but I'm going to keep going to VidCon. I'm not looking for you guys, and I hope you guys aren't looking for me. We can both enjoy it separately. As much as they say that I'm paranoid, I think they're really the paranoid ones. I just wanted to meet up with them at VidCon, and all of this happened. Goddamn.
Right. I hadn't really heard much about that one, but sure, sounds like you didn't do anything nearly as crazy there with the Synnibear stuff.
I think this became less important.
I mean, that one just seemed not even really worth addressing in the same video, almost. But the scale of the Synnibear stuff is so much larger than that stuff. But fair enough. Just want to get it all over at once.
As my drama started, but I might as well nip this in the butt right now. I was letting the YouTuber Jaiden aka Misanthrone Pony upload videos on my channel. He left YouTube due to threatening people he doesn't like on alt accounts and then lying about it, and then repeating the same process a few more times. I decided to give him one more chance. His fans missed his content, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me some money. Unfortunately,
What the?
But I might as well nip this in the butt right now. I was letting the YouTuber Jaiden aka Misanthrone Pony upload videos on my channel. He left YouTube due to threatening people he doesn't like on alt accounts and then lying about it, and then repeating this.
This guy was threatening people on alt accounts, lying about it, getting busted about it, making new alt accounts, threatening people, getting busted again. And so he got kicked off of YouTube because of that. His channel got taken down or something. And Jar thinks, I'm gonna give that guy a second chance. Let him upload to my channel. Why are there just so many weirdos in this community? Every person is just bizarre.
The same process a few more times. I decided to give him one more chance. His fans missed his content, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me some money. Unfortunately, by doing this, it meant I had to deal with some of Zaiden's haters myself, and they're, an interesting group.
Listen well. I'm gonna make you wish that you'd stayed gone. Tune on in.
As far as I'm aware, while Zaid was on my channel, he didn't mess up by creating alt accounts. Due to the Cine drama I got myself involved in, I told him it was best if we go our separate ways so he doesn't get any more hate. He asked me to take his videos down off of my channel once my response came out, and I agreed to do that. But then he asked me to take them down even sooner, along with asking me to advertise his channel on my community tab, give it a shout out in my response video, and advertise it in my Discord. I agreed to this, so I took his videos down, which is why suddenly a bunch of my content disappeared. I wasn't trying to hide anything, nor was I trying
to... Sure, Jar. This could all just be an elaborate cover to delete some more terrible defense that you uploaded, though, too. And now, I mean, we'll never know. Unless somebody's really been cataloging you in secret, we'll never know what you really deleted.
to say, oh look, Zaid's videos are no longer on my channel. You guys can like me now. I literally just took them down because he asked me to. He made those videos, so I thought he had the final say on the matter. And I was gonna boost his new channel, but I decided not to because he was calling me a pedo apologist on his new channel. Yeah, he wanted me to send my fans to videos, so I thought he had the final say on the matter. And I was gonna boost his new channel, but I decided not to because he was calling me a pedo apologist on his new channel. Yeah, he wanted me to send my fans...
Yeah, that's rough. I probably wouldn't defend the guy either if he did that to me. His message, I'm assuming this is the message he sent to Zaid or whatever, for calling me a PDF apologist on your new channel in your cuties re-upload from my channel, which is a lie on your end. Cine isn't a PDF. You can forget about me giving you those thumbnails or linking your channel. I want nothing to do with you anymore. I gave you an outlet to express yourself. When you wanted the videos down, I removed them without question. I want nothing to do with you anymore, and if you think I'm a PDF apologist, then you should have blocked me. Well, fair enough. Yeah. I can't really object to any of that. It's just a weird arrangement to have somebody who like got kicked off of YouTube or whatever exactly it was upload videos to your channel, but
was calling me a pedo apologist on his new channel. Yeah, he wanted me to send my fans to his new channel so he could bash me. In my humble opinion, that's a pretty scummy thing to do. I don't think he knows what that word means, because the main reason why I defended Synni was because I thought she wasn't a pedo. If she was a pedo and trying to get with a minor, I wouldn't have even entertained the idea of defending her. I really should have heeded the warnings of people who told me not to work with a guy. Zaid, if you're watching this, you are a talented guy. You make great videos. Forget about your haters. You're always going to have haters. Just upload your great, amazing content and let them cope and see that you're a success. I have this issue where I see someone that everybody else hates and I just want to help them out. It's a pattern of behavior that has bitten me in the ass over and over and over again. I just see someone that no one likes, and I think if they just had one person defend them, maybe they can turn everything around.
Like when he says it like that, it sounds very, oh, dang. We lost a hero. A YouTube art commentary hero who was just out here to help the friendless losers who are downtrodden. But not anymore. He's given up. He's turned to, well, not evil, but he's turned to just like neutrality.
At first, people said it was not only okay, but a good thing that Kumo leaked an early draft of my video before it was ready. They claimed he only did it to keep me from uploading my video, which isn't the best strategy in my opinion. It's kind of like stopping your friend from shooting a guy in the face by taking the gun and shooting the guy in the face yourself. And also, I don't think what Kumo did has ever worked, like, ever. But people seem to start walking back on this claim once they realize that Kumo wasn't all there.
None of you know what the fuck you're even talking about! You keep twisting the context! And people wonder why I get upset, people wonder why I get loud, and people wonder why I fucking scream. I'm gonna start flashing—
Kumo was trying to sabotage me because he doesn't like me.
Why do you get so mad, Kumo? What do you get so upset about?
But the parts that were problematic were specifically things that I would care about, and I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that because I was so focused on the guy I already didn't like. And the guy that I was already concerned was going to, like, try and use, like, do shit to you. Do you understand, Synni, that you are in, like, the perfect position for him to take advantage of you?
It all started when I had to deal with the very poorly photoshopped allegations of grooming a 13-year-old girl. He seemed to believe they were real more than anyone else I talked to about them, and it took me a few minutes to convince him that they were clearly poorly photoshopped. You see, once Kumo is a little suspicious that you might be a pedo or a groomer, he's gonna hold on to that opinion forever. By the way, a lot of people have been commenting underneath my grooming a 13-year-old allegations video that it aged poorly.
Cheers for tricking a bunch of minors with this video. Probably made it way easier to think you were going to get away with what you did a couple weeks ago. Well. This aged like milk.
Poorly, or that Chaos 55T was in the right.
That's funny. I really like the idea of just going to a very old video years later and commenting, well. That's a
I just gotta say, that's absolutely disgusting. This is stupidly one of the main reasons as to why I thought he was onto something when it came to the Synnibear 03 drama. I thought to myself, if this guy has such a low bar to call someone a pedo or a groomer, but he doesn't think this person's a groomer, then he's probably right. Basically, I thought maybe I should listen to the least charitable guy being charitable for once. I thought people just weren't listening to him because, well, pretty much everybody hated him. Unfortunately, I forgot who I was getting myself involved with. Kumo, unprompted mind you, leaked his own DMs with Synni, and they looked even worse than mine. I don't know what he was thinking, he kind of just nuked us both. Then people found out more stuff about Kumo, such as the leg-cutting incident. Then he tried to accuse me of trying to meet up with—
If I'm remembering the leg-cutting incident correctly, this was... Okay, he has some text here. This is a screenshot from a thumbnail with it censored. The video of the call involving Kumo, this woman, and others are archived, and I'd rather not have anyone watch the video if they found it, because the woman does her actions all on camera. And I believe the woman is cutting Kumo's handle into her leg in this video. And that was at Kumo's suggestion that she do his name. I don't know that he necessarily came up with the idea of carving somebody's name, but he recommended that it be his name.
Accused me of trying to meet up with Synni and rape her. No, he had no evidence for this. He said something to Synni to convince her that I was a rapist.
It wasn't fun hearing people say Kumo is a nice guy with a lot of empathy, but Jar did what he did for pussy, even though I have a history of helping people and he doesn't.
rapist, but it's bleeped out. Apparently, he has evidence that I'm a rapist, but he's not releasing it to the public for whatever reason. I can't fully blame him for doing this. I mean, he convinced people that leaking out my video was a good thing, and he convinced people that I was hitting on Synni. The thing is, though, people would believe those things at face value because they're funny, but rape allegations are very serious, so people were a lot more skeptical. He was bashed for this, and then I think he tried to copyright claim someone's video for using his traced art in their thumbnail. Apparently, uploading my entire video before it's fully ready is a-okay, but don't you dare put Kumo's traced art in your thumbnail, because that's a step too far. After that, he...
Yeah, no, that's a solid point, Jar. But that I think really that's saying you probably would have been within your right to strike Kumo, and yeah, Kumo obviously not for his traced art being part of a thumbnail. Yeah, that's very, very lame of him to pull hypocrisy on that level.
He couldn't handle the backlash and left the internet. Goblin Girl was all alone and eventually she gave up too. By the way, it took Kumo less than 2 weeks after my drama began to give up. Yes, him and Goblin Girl didn't even gain anything from sabotaging me. Goddamn. Kumo's a very young adult and he's clearly dealing with a lot of demons. I hope he gets the help he needs. Dude's younger than Synni. He has his whole life ahead of him. I think he still has the potential to change. There are some smaller allegations against me, like how my roommate isn't actually black, or that me and my roommate jack each other off, or that I make videos on a combination of cocaine, Adderall, and magic mushrooms. Every other allegation I've heard against me doesn't really have any proof backing it up, or the proof contradicts it, like the claim that I got a rape fetish from watching anime, even though I literally said the opposite.
Like to have a rape fetish at 11.
I mean, I think it's common to have a rape fetish, but not at 11. Like, don't get me wrong.
You can tell by the context by what I'm saying that I don't think it's common to develop a grape fetish at such an early age. So why would I say it's not common for an 11-year-old to develop a grape fetish, but it is common for a 14-year-old to develop it? That doesn't make sense. Sure. How did you guys end up here? How did this become the topic of your conversation?
I developed a gender bent fetish at like 7 or 8, but that's because I watched Ranma 1/2, and it developed early on. But like, I did develop a rape fetish from watching Berserk.
I won't lie, this whole drama has not been fun for me to go through. I joined the losing side in a big drama, and the people I joined tried to sabotage me and destroy me. If it wasn't for my girlfriend's support, I don't think I would have been able to come back as soon as I did. I was thinking about giving up, but then she told me that plenty of other YouTubers have gotten way more backlash than me, and they haven't given...
It really, it's just such a bizarre person to conceptualize. Jar's girlfriend during this, and she's got to do the equivalent of, making chicken noodle soup and buying Kleenex for Jar when he sabotaged his entire career and had the whole internet laughing at him. She's got to console him.
Given up. Turkey Tom, The Quartering, Blair White, Seth the Programmer, Illuminations, Tipster, Nostalgia Critic, Killer Keemstar, Vosh, Kraut, and even more. I've seen multiple YouTubers get less backlash than me and give up, but I think I'm going to stay. However, I'm going to take a long hiatus. I'm only taking a hiatus from uploading videos, but I'm going to keep on working on videos just as much as I always have. So once I come back in August, I'll have plenty of videos to upload. My channel has...
Back in August. He's saying he's going to be gone most of the year. He's taking most of the year off of YouTube, at least. He did say he works a regular, but that's crazy. That is quite the break. That's the type of break that a lot of YouTubers actually need to take. Instead, they just do like 6 days.
Hasn't been doing so hot all of 2024, so I think
he's talking about his channel.
I'm going to keep on working on videos just as much as I always have. So once I come back in August, I'll have plenty of videos to upload. My channel hasn't been doing so hot all of 2024, so I think it's time I take a step back and re-examine everything. I want my
How well did this, does he even have it up still, actually? I don't remember. 20K. Okay, yeah, he must have removed it because the last video before this is 4 months ago. Oh yeah, dang. 49K is very solid. 16K is right, but 9.8K on a 200K sub channel that's not ideal. 12K again, 8.7K, but he's got some decent sized ones too. 40Ks, 90K. Okay, yeah, I see what he's meaning. It's not terrible or anything, but not. Oh yeah, and then you get to a year ago, 100K, 100K, 480K, 70K. Okay, yeah. Even then, he still has the random 11K video there, but yeah, it definitely does look like a year ago he was doing a lot better than he is now in terms of views.
Content to be more consistent.
But I don't think the strategy then is to take 7 months off or whatever it is. You're really gonna get even further deprioritized than them, I would think.
Across all of my channels. I also think taking a break from YouTube would not only be a good thing for my mental health, but also because it has changed so much. It's not YouTube anymore, it's the gay love child of TikTok and Twitch. I've seen so many YouTubers say they're going to take a break, only to not do so, and then they mess up a lot. So I'm going to try to avoid making the same mistakes as them. Trust me, I wanted to make this video longer, I wanted to debunk more allegations against me, but if I make this video too long, well, people aren't going to check it out. The bigger I get on YouTube, the more haters I'm going to.
And you were getting into some that, relative to the Synnibear stuff, were pretty small and insignificant. Like, I think everybody who was clicking on this video thought addressing the Synnibear stuff, and pretty much just that.
Get. So I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that people are going to believe things about me that are untrue, just like a lot of big YouTubers have to deal with. Throughout my time on YouTube, I've dealt with false murder allegations that a lot of people believed, poorly photoshopped grooming allegations, rape allegations, grooming the groomer allegations, getting backstabbed by people I was trying to help, and so much more. I just need to take a step back and take a break for a little bit. I hate that people can literally say anything about me and it's treated as fact, even if they have no evidence for their claim. I debunked our gentleman's video on me, he took it down, quit YouTube for several months, and once this
A little bit of the woe is me in this video, but we all are also 47 minutes in, so I'll allow 2 woe is me's.
drama around me happened, he re-uploaded it, and it got over 200,000 views. Come on, that's a bitch move. Know what else is a bitch move? People coming out with allegations against me that if they released at any other time wouldn't have been taken seriously at all. If you think these allegations are half as damning as you painted them out to be, then you should have released them way sooner. But I guess you got a lot of views.
That I agree with for the most part. Sometimes I understand where it's like there's the climate would just be terrible. You'd be getting horribly if you tried to come out about it, and then you're like, well, you know what? Times have changed a little bit. People might actually be willing to hear me out. And you do that, maybe I could see it in certain situations, something like that. Or if you realize that what they did to you now was potentially part of a pattern, you realize, oh, someone else, or they did something very similar to somebody else. Maybe I should say something about this now so that people take that accusation more seriously. But a lot of the times that's not what's going on, and people are just throwing stupid little things in there that do not belong on the same list as the big ticket items. And then you get stuff like the Mr. Beast situation where they pretty much just get away with everything because people get tired of all these tiny, stupid little things, and a lot of them get disproven. They're like, okay, well, I don't have all day, every day to listen to these accusations. If you guys couldn't get them even close to right, I'm done. I don't care.
Views and attention, so I suppose it was worth it. Someone told me that more videos have been made on me than Synni. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels true. I know there are people who haven't
I think that's true. You're much more entertaining than Synnibear Jar.
made a video on Synni, but did make a video on me. Being more hated than a groomer is not a good feeling. A lot of YouTubers I'm subscribed to.
Well, I don't know if you're more hated. Like, you're definitely getting some hate, but I don't know if people full on hate you. They definitely have criticism, but just the sheer level of autism it does it is kind of endearing. I'd be like, okay, you know what? He's definitely wrong and misreading and acting inappropriately in these situations, but I don't think his heart is in the wrong place. I think he's just awful at these interactions.
who made videos on me. Not only did they make videos on me, but those videos did really well for their channels. It felt like even the algorithm was against me. That's why this response took so long. I had to gather so many receipts to prove my innocence. I don't think people were going to let me ignore this. When you take every single mistake anyone has ever made and line them up in a row, we all look like monsters. This drama has shown me one thing: people for years couldn't wait to see my downfall. And it sucks to know that. But not everyone is against me. A lot of people want to see me make a comeback. And I understand that for the last couple of months on YouTube, I've been acting a little bit crazy. I should have taken a break a lot longer ago, but I'm going to do so now.
Yeah, I agree, JustARobot. I'd love to see a comeback. I've never watched anything before any of this, but I would at least check it out, whatever comes next, even if it is some boring movie or TV show review that I don't care about. I would feel inclined to check it out at this point. But also, I don't think everybody was waiting this whole time wanting to take Jar down. I think it's more just an opportunistic thing where you get in a controversy, a bunch of people realize, oh, I can get views off of this. I'm gonna do that, right? And maybe you're realizing that your friendships are faker than you thought they were, or something like that, and it hurts. I don't doubt that, but I don't think people were gunning to take you down the whole time. It's just this is the controversy of the day. I'm going to talk about this and get views from this. Nothing personal. That's what I would think. Not to say nobody hated Jar and wanted to take him down, but I think he's being a little bit overly sensitive there. Anyway, I thought this is pretty solid as far as YouTuber responses, apology type videos go. He owned up to more than most people do. It seemed like he made less excuses than the average YouTuber. Of course, the apology itself never really matters all that much. It's what they do afterwards. But considering he's going to take 7 months off, I'm open to this being a sincere apology and him turning a new leaf. And I gotta be honest, I hope so. This guy is very entertaining. It would be sad. It would be sad if he just left the internet forever.